So this is an interesting little bit of information here. Coming in from Taurus Buria. Gus 33,000 on Twitter, the guy who put Windows 11 on the Surface Duo 1, the man who has hacked so many different cell phones to put Windows on so many different cell phones, looked into the source code of the Surface Duo 2. If you guys do not remember, he's been working on the Surface Duo 1 recently. Well, he looked into the source code for the Surface Duo 2, and he found something quite interesting. Scroll down real fast, and let's go ahead and zoom in on this. So right there on my right here, this is the source code for the Surface Duo 2. Hashtag include Surface Duo EV 2.2 Wi-Fi. Model equals Surface Duo 2 EV 2.2 Wi-Fi. Yes. There at one time was going to be a Wi-Fi only Surface Duo 2. Let me explain why this makes perfect sense. When the Surface Duo 1 came out, right, it got pushed back. Finally, it releases. Supposed to release with Windows. Microsoft could not get it to work, so last second they pushed Android on it and they pushed it out the door. It was a colossal failure. First couple months of it being out, it absolutely tanked. It was doing awful, and Microsoft said, you know what, we give up. They discounted the device, tried to fix it, put out updates, and it fixed a little bit of it, don't get me wrong, but they weren't able to fully get it to work perfect. So then they went ahead and did a 180 and said, you know what? Now the Surface Duo 1 is going to be a game streaming device. It's going to be an Xbox Game Pass device that you can use Xbox Game Pass on. And that is what the Surface Duo 1 became. An Xbox Game Pass device. Well, that's all in good, right? Everything's fine. Then there was rumors of a Surface Duo 2 coming out. And at the time, we didn't 100% knew what the Surface Duo 2 was going to give us. We just knew that it was going to come out. And it makes perfect sense for Microsoft to make it a Wi-Fi only model. Because if you're Microsoft and you're looking at the fact that the Surface Duo 1 was an absolute colossal failure, and you're like, you know what, for the Surface Duo 2, we're going to just make it an Xbox Gaming Pass completely. We're going to market it as that day one, so everyone knows what it is. We'll probably put the price tag at like $800-900, and that's how we're going to do it. We're going to move forward making a mobile Xbox. But here's the kicker. They got a lot of attention and love for the idea of the Surface Duo 2. The Surface Duo 1 was absolutely gorgeous. While yes, it wasn't functionable as well as it should have been, it looked beautiful. The hardware, the hinge, how, just out over everything was so gorgeous that when people talked about Surface Duo 2, everyone went crazy. And Microsoft then kind of picked up the idea, oh my God, we might actually have something here. If we get it right with this device, we could sell so many units and this could be actually successful. And obviously, Microsoft fumbled the bag, and now after a couple months, the Surface Duo 2 is $999. So let's talk about the Duo 1 and everything like that. What Microsoft does not understand, right, is they have a very niched product. Because unlike every other foldable cell phone out there, Z Fold 4, one display. Oppo Find 5G, one display. The Google Pixel Fold, one display. Whatever phone Motorola is making, one display. LG, one display. Microsoft, two glass panels put together with one hinge. They have a very niched product. Very niched fan base. The people who are buying the Surface Duo 2 actually buying. There's a difference here. You have buying and excited for. People think they're the same thing. They're not. They're definitely not. This is why Oppo finding 5G, when it first came out, you know, there was probably I'm exaggerating here, 7 million people excited for the device. 500,000 people might have bought it. Because it's one thing about being excited about something and then putting the money down for that object. There's two completely different things. So when the Surface Duo 2 came out, there was a lot of hype around it. But once we saw the pictures, we saw the camera bump, we saw that it's not running Android 12L and it's running Android 11, people pushed back. And yes, they might have been excited, but they were hesitant, right? And because we still have not gotten Android 11 at the time on the Surface Duo 1, people didn't trust Microsoft. Rightfully so, but they didn't trust Microsoft. So what Microsoft needs to understand is that their product, this Duo 1, Duo 2, Duo 3, you're not selling to the general consumer here. You're selling to me. You're selling to everyone who owns this Duo 1 and loves the Duo 1. People who bought Duo 2 was those who loved the Duo 1. You upgraded, right? And the Duo 3 is going to be the same concept. So a Wi-Fi only model would not work. It would then start competing with tablets. And guess what? I have an iPad mini back there that has cellular, and I bought it for $800. If this thing ain't $800, I'm going with iPad mini. Because while, yes, this does fold, this is also not optimized in any way for a lot of applications. The iPad mini is. That has cellular. This doesn't have cellular. If I got a Wi-Fi only model, I could get it for $700. You're not going to put the Surface Duo 2 Wi-Fi only at $700 when your Duo 1 is $600. You know what I'm saying, guys? It would not work. So it makes sense that Microsoft probably thought about this. We have heard rumors slash not rumors slash everything about the Surface Neo, you know, as that canceled, not canceled device. I don't even know what to call it at this point because it's been like not canceled a million times. This could have been the same concept, like a down version of that's Wi-Fi only. But like I said before, it just wouldn't have worked. It really wouldn't have. I said before, I really want to see a Surface Duo 3 and a Surface Duo 3 Pro. We have two different iterations of the same cell phone. One for more of a pro consumer base that wants all the bells and whistles and will spend the $2,000 for it. And then one for more of the $1,100, $1,000 consumer base that just wants an affordable phone that actually is very functional. I think they really should do that. And they should, maybe if they wanted to, make the $1,000 version Wi-Fi only. I don't care. At the end of the day, though, Microsoft really, I think they learned their lesson at this point that they're not selling to the general consumer. The Surface Duo will never, ever, 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 ever be a flagship type device. I know it would be awesome if it was, but it simply can't be. You have to add wireless charging. You added NFC, but you have to add waterproofness. You have to add Android 12L. You have to get actual applications to be optimized. You have to get these companies to sign up and be on board with the Surface Duo lineup in order for anything to happen. And yes, recently we actually got more optimized for the Google Gmail app. That's the first time we got an optimized app, truly optimized, that outside of Microsoft ran applications and Microsoft games since the Surface Duo 1 came out. That was over a year ago, guys. So there's a lot that needs to be worked on and fixed and improved before we get to that point. But at this moment in time, we didn't get a Surface Duo 2 Wi-Fi only model, but that would have been a really funny thing to get. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.